Good morning everyone. It is Wednesday, 4th of February, so we're early in the month of February. January has absolutely flown past and we're here now in Feb. Going to be an interesting month. Let's see what happens on these releases, these new releases of cards, and what happens to the Scarlet and Violet series. We're going to keep a close track and eye on this channel, specifically on Scarlet and Violet. Predominantly, we don't really talk much about Mega Evolutions or the Mega era. This is solely based on Scarlet and Violet because that's where most of my attention and focus is on. Anyways, we're here week 3, and this series is all about building my portfolio. My goal and mission is to build it up to 10K. Last year in 2025, we went from 0 to 5, and my goal and mission this year in 2026 is to go from 5 to 10. And just want to share that journey in the next 5 minutes or so. So just sit back, relax. You don't need to be necessarily watching this. You can just be doing things around the household while listening to this. And I just want to share with you what I'm doing, what's worked. This is my journey. I just want to share it from a different lens, especially from a person working currently remotely and how I'm navigating around that. So you might be in a similar situation. You might be a dad yourself, or a person working remotely, and this may align to you. So I hope this video finds you. Why should you listen? Like, if you look back at my previous videos, I started this in 2020. As a reminder, I started in sports cards. So I was buying singles and I was grading them and I was reselling them, and I was slowly building up, to the point where I was transacting anywhere between, $1,000 to $3,000 slabs, with no question. And so if I saw value in it or I saw an opportunity in it, I was able to scale from cards that were single digit dollars, from $5 to $10 over to thousands of dollars. And I had that confidence. And so I want to carry it through that confidence with my Pokemon set. And that comes with knowledge, that comes with sets and reps of experience, and that comes with sharing and documenting my journey as well. All right, let's get started straight into it now. I know a couple of minutes in, so let's get how I'm going to start. And my allocation has heavily focused on the Scarlet and Violet series, okay? So it's really simple. This video is just going to focus on sets in the Scarlet and Violet series, including prismatic evolutions. My goal is to have a total of 6 Elite Trainer boxes. So if we average that out, currently in February, you can buy them for about 200 Australian dollars. Well, that's roughly about 140 US a box. So I'm going to stick to Australian currency because I don't know the American terminology, the currency value. So 200 Australian, and my aim and goal is to collect 6 ETBs, right? So it's around 1200. Simple math. Moving on, Destined Rivals booster box. I know they're getting really hard because of the lack of reprints on this, and because they're not doing booster box reprints, everyone who's buying it is holding that, hoping that this box will go to them, and it probably will if they don't make any more of these booster box reprints. But right now in February 2026, they're averaging around 800 Australian. Don't know what that is in US. Let's say 650 or something. Okay. Anyways, next up, prismatic booster bundles is the next one up. Roughly, they're averaging around 100 Australian dollars on the secondary market, unless you are waiting at MSRP. Still a good potential in my opinion, still value. If you look at the previous 151 and what booster bundles did, there was no booster boxes, and similar to prismatic evolutions, it's going for half that price. Now, is 151 better set than prismatic? People are going to have different opinions on that, but if you look at the price on that logically, that's around 200 Australian per box, and prismatic is sitting at half of that, 100. So is that a good pickup? I don't know, it's up to you, but for me, I see potential in that, and for me, it's at another 6 booster bundles at least, which is averaging about $600 to $700. I'm just going to round up to $700 budget. Okay. Next up, 4 Destined Rivals booster bundles. So again, I've got a bit of allocation in booster bundles already. I've got about, I think, 8 booster bundles. So if I add another 4 this year, that will take my total to 12. Budgeting around 300 to that. Okay, so not quite 100 per box. So slightly under, and that will just round out my overall collection. Okay, and that's it. So I looked up well, just ChatGPT the annual rate of growth between 2022 to 2023. The still growth during that correction phase it was in was around still 15 to 25% annually. So we're going to take the middle right there, which is 20%. So if we're just going to assume that 2026 does a growth rate of 20% on that total of 3,000 total from the elite trainer boxes, the booster box, the prismatic bundles, and the Destined Rival booster bundles, that totals and equates 3,000 Australian dollars. So 20% return on that is around 600. So that is a total of 3 by the end of year. So let's see how that goes. All right, the next is 10% in sealed foreign. This one's going to be kept pretty quickly. I've already got one V-Star Universe, which is the Japanese equivalent of Crown Zenith, and I picked that up for about 187 including postage. So anything under 200 I'm going to be averaging. Whether I do pick up another one, I'm not sure, but what I do want to aim for by the end of year is another terrestrial festival, which is equivalent to the equivalent of prismatic evolutions. So one terrestrial festival, at least one. And currently I've got one gem pack of the Chinese version and 151 of the Chinese version as well. So that's all of my foreign collection. And with this, I'm aiming for a steady 10% ROI for the end of year, which is just a $50 growth. And that's gonna mainly come from the V-Star Universe in my prediction. I don't think the gem pack to the 151 is gonna budge much, or the terrestrial festival is gonna budge much as well, it might. But those two last ones, so the V-Star and terrestrial, that would be, is the one that compounds the most. And I'm looking for at least $50 between those two, conservatively. All right, just mindful of time, so I'm going to wrap this up. The next one is PSA grading. So I've been buying 10% of the remainder of 10% of my allocation has been in singles, just something for, just something that I have a little bit of an emotional attachment to, but also for cash flow purposes. I look to just pick them up as a raw if they're undervalued, see some opportunities, grade them, and then be able to sell them and flip them. So my aim is to flip cards that give you around a 200 Australian dollar, to give me a $200 Australian mean average, and I aim to grade 5 at a PSA 10 worth $200. So 5 multiplied by this 200 gives you 1,000, and that's it, and that's my total allocation, okay? And that is my goal, and that is how I aim to plan to get to the 10K mark, okay? So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. This is more of a specific detail and outline today in this video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you stayed to the end, I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this strategy. Do you have any tips or anything that can be better in that? I'd like to know. Share your thoughts. I would appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video.